yesterday, civil rights icon and Georgia Representative John Lewis, you guys, made a surprise appearance at the Bloody Sunday commemorative march in Selma, Alabama. You guys, it was 55 years ago that he was attacked by police there for peacefully protesting. Lewis, who actually was recently diagnosed, you guys, with stage 4 cancer, pancreatic cancer, stood on the Edmund Pettus Bridge and made an impassioned speech that I really want you guys to see.
We cannot give in. We must keep the faith, keep our eyes on the prize. We must go out and vote like we never, ever voted before. Some people gave more than a little blood. Some gave their very lives.
Wow. So there you see him giving a very impassioned speech about the importance of voting and fighting for justice in general. What do you guys think about this powerful moment? First of all, I just want to say, so many of us say we can't get out to vote, yet this man has stage 4 pancreatic cancer and got out there.
Yeah. Not to mention the consistency in his belief as well.
Yes.
When he was marching out, he actually cracked his skull from a police attack.
Correct.
So to just vigilantly come out there and to just stand true to what he believes until he sees change, these are the leaders that I really look up to.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
And it's moving to see, because you see a man who has fought for the rights of people for so many years, and now he's, fighting for his own life. And there's something when you read about history, then when you're actually able to see it. He is a living example of American history, and I hope this is a wake-up call for people, to see. Like, there are people who risk their lives for African Americans to vote, so you don't need to sit on your couch and complain if you're not actually getting out there and voting.
So, speaking of reading about history and, people getting sparked up, when I read his memoir, Walking with the Wind, that I was in graduate school at Columbia at the time in African American Studies, and it's like you can be in school studying things and it feels very like, wow, this happened, that's crazy. That was then, but something about his book and his story really made me just inspired to say no, this fight isn't over, and it's part of my responsibility to carry forth the work that he started.
That's right. And for people that say, oh, my vote doesn't matter, think about it like this. If your vote didn't matter, why are so many people trying to suppress your vote?
Can you say it one more time?
If your vote didn't matter, why are so many people trying to suppress your vote? That's how important it is to get out there and vote. And just remember, Selma, this whole thing about Selma, the beauty of it, if you haven't seen Ava DuVernay's movie, please go see it because it explains it. We would not have the Voting Rights Act passed if all of those things hadn't happened. They were nonviolent protesters that actually got attacked. Then the next day, Martin Luther King did a commemorative march. And then finally, they were able to actually make the march from Selma to Alabama, which was 54 miles. And that actually moved the president at the time, Lyndon Johnson, to actually pass the Voting Rights Act. So people died. People were injured. People suffered so that you could have the right. And I think sometimes today, I don't know, Amanda, sometimes I think, younger people that don't understand the history, especially when we get up here and you hear Amanda say something about the historical facts of what we went through just to build this country, we have to keep talking about it because people will take it for granted if we don't.
It feels like so long ago. It's a black and white.
That's the crazy thing. It was not even long ago.
He's living. It's a black and white picture.
Literally
so you
yesterday.
think but the thing about it is that John Lewis, when all this was happening, he was maybe 19, 20?
He was like 20.
And that's what a lot of people don't understand. Martin Luther King had become the face of the movement, but it is the young people who led the movement. Young people lead us every time.
And remember, tomorrow is Super Tuesday. Remember to vote. Tomorrow is Super Tuesday. Get out there and get your vote.
All right. Well, speaking of important issues, recently Democratic presidential candidate Bernie Sanders tweeted that he believes all school children should get universal meals so that they don't have to go into lunch debt. Right? Well,
I can't
Twitter
believe we even
user
have to say that.
MFOW020 didn't seem to agree, replying back, school children shouldn't get lunch if they don't pay. But it was user Mamaste Kate who had her tweet actually go viral after she replied, "Children deserve to eat. They have no control over their financial situation."
She better come through with the clap.
With the clap. So,
This is like
ladies,
literally-
obviously you agree.
But it's like you know what? And we've talked about this before. Like, there's certain stuff that I think people would have been scared to say in the past.
Yeah, like who says that? Who does that?
Like,
Yeah.
just boldly, like, yeah, I'm the devil. What's up?
Yeah.
Like that. You're literally saying that children shouldn't eat if their parents can't pay. Like,
Yeah.
I can't.
And also keep in mind that legally kids have to go to school. Legally,
Yeah.
that's where they're supposed to be.
That part.
So we have to provide them some type of atmosphere so they're healthy and they're
Able to
functioning.
even-
Yeah, they need
And then
it.
if your
Retain
kids don't go to
information.
school, then the parents go to jail,
Yes.
and then they really won't be able to pay for food, and
Yeah.
it's a vicious cycle,
Yeah,
people.
and then there are actually some kids, like that is the only meal
Yes.
Yes.
that they
Yes.
get.
Yes. Yes.
So that was very inhumane for someone to say something like that.
Okay.
Okay?
All right.
I feel like I know where
Yes.
you're gonna go.
Well, no. We have a free school lunch program. I just want to explain it because I don't know what that person was thinking about, but we have a free school lunch program in this country. If you are 130% below the poverty line, you get a free lunch. If you're between 100, you know I'm a numbers girl.
Yes.
So if you're 130 to 185% below, you get reduced, which a reduced lunch is
25
50 cents
yeah.
or 25 to 50 cents.
$4, yeah, it depends.
Anything above that, you have to pay. The average school lunch is like $5.
Oh.
It's $4.30, but I rounded it up $5, which is
Numbers
$25 a week, which is $100 a month. Now, just imagine if you are a person that's working paycheck to paycheck,
Yes.
and you get a medical bill that you can't pay, or you get
A car
ticket
troubles.
or car troubles. That's what gets people in the rears. So the only thing that's going to actually solve this problem, I think, is if that we have a universal
Yes.
school lunch program
Yes.
that's free.
Yes,
Okay?
and I'm going to tell you why, because
That's
I
it.
was that kid. I went to public school, and we had these booklets. Wow, I'm aging myself right now, but we had booklets.
You look good,
with
girl.
Yeah.
with little tickets in it, and everybody had a different color.
Yes.
The tickets were different colors, and I came from a low-income household, and I would get so
Bullied.
embarrassed because my ticket was, I think it was blue at the time, and I didn't have to pay. But even not paying was embarrassing
Of
for
course.
me.
And kids are
Because that
crazy.
now meant that while my parents didn't have enough money, there were people, you had 25 cents and there were people who had to pay a whole dollar.
Right.
And like that was almost looked at as being cool. So again, we have to consider these are children.
Yes.
They again are not in control, just like that woman said, of their financial situation. And it should absolutely be universal so that all kids can feel comfortable to eat. Because there were days where I would be like, let me not eat because I'm embarrassed.
But the only thing is that we have to find out where to get the money because
Yes, that
this
is true.
the
But we
federal
be
government
fighting
is,
all these unnecessary wars.
right.
I get you. But that's
We got
why
money over there.
it's important to vote.
Yes.
Understand
Yes.
who your
Yes.
candidate is.
Run it back.
It all goes back to voting. Okay.
Tomorrow is the day. people.
Today is the vote day topics, okay?
Yes.
But anyway,
It is very true.
You want to say something?
you want to, go ahead,
No,
babe.
no, go ahead.
No, go ahead.
No, I was just gonna say, like, when I went to Cherrywood Elementary, I also had to do the reduced lunch program.
So
and then
embarrassing.
later on, my parents qualified so that I couldn't qualify anymore. They
Got it.
passed the poverty line so that
Yeah.
they couldn't qualify for reduced lunch. But we had 15 people that had been sponsored from Vietnam into the household. So sometimes you can qualify, but still it's tight. So my school had an amazing program where I was able to help the teachers by correcting the homework, and it allowed my brothers to get a reduced lunch because it had its own separate funding.
Yeah.
So schools can have their own programs initiated
That
too.
is
That is
Until the law
a
changes.
wonderful point.
That's
Is if you
amazing.
work
Glad
with the
you
schools,
said
that.
find out what the program is, find the qualification. Also, a lot of times you qualify, but things happen. So make sure you keep checking in with the school. Make
Yes.
sure that your kid
And
is
team together
yeah.
if you have access to be able to help.
That's tough.
Well, Pope Francis has something free for everybody. Advice, all right?
Okay.
Love it.
This Pope is encouraging Catholics to give up trolling for Lent. Yes, he said during his Ash Wednesday Mass, he said, it's time to give up useless words, gossip, rumors, and tattletaling. So he's telling Catholics to give up trolling for
That's
Lent.
funny.
And
too.
snitching.
And snitching.
That's
Yeah,
40
that's
days,
two.
right?
40
Gossiping
days.
and talking
40
about
days.
people.
40 days.
Now,
Negativity.
For those older people that may not know what trolling is,
Do tell.
okay, trolling is when you are doing something of discord. When you are being rambunctious,
Calling names.
negative,
Sprinkling
calling
haterade.
names,
For
all
no
that kind of
reason.
stuff. So they're saying, give it a break for 40 days. What do you ladies think?
How about
I
give
hope-
it a break for life?
There it is.
Right?
It's negativity. Who wants to be a part of negativity? I think have you ever spent a day, and yo, keep it real. Have you ever walked away from a conversation you were just a part of and you walk away and go, damn, that was a waste of my time and energy. Like,
Yes.
that was so negative, talking crap about people, talking about people that don't even matter or
Yes.
affect
Yes.
your life.
Yes.
Like, why are you doing this? And I've literally had to walk out of rooms and being like, yeah, I don't want to have a conversation with that person anymore. I don't want to be that person anymore.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I love Pope Francis, first of all, because he's very progressive, and he was actually the first pope to say that we need to be more inclusive about having the LGBTQ community inside of the church. But I think that he was real and also a little humorous about giving people an option to have baby steps to do this. Because let's be real, we all know, like, you gotta be dumb to not know that the message is do not troll. We know that.
Yeah.
But it's not until you actually have an activation. It's almost like working out. We all know we should work out. But it's not until somebody's like, I'm gonna give myself a month or 6 months to really hit it
Yes.
hard. So for him to activate like a doable Lent time, somebody Catholic, tell me how long is Lent?
People
How long?
take
40 days.
40 days.
40
When
days.
you
Don't be
actually do
corny
it,
for
then you
40
can
days.
see yourself starting to be like, well, B, I don't like you. Oh, shoot, I can't be doing that because I'm on a timeout right now.
Yeah,
You catch yourself.
check yourself.
And I'm going to say this, and this is at me if you disagree. You can't. You can't be Catholic or Christian. You can't be a lover of God if you trolling. At me.
I agree
But
100%.
they be the first
sometimes-
ones.
100%.
Do you ever look
They be
at
the
a
worst.
comment?
I was about to say,
Yeah, you look
then
at
you
a
look at
comment.
their bio.
Yeah, you look at a comment and they're like, I love God.
Child
Really?
of God.
Corinthians, yada yada.
Yeah, right.
We should see the fruits of God in your life.
Right.
If you claim that.
There you
Wait,
go.
have y'all ever
don't
had
judge.
the repeated offender? You see the same person
Hello.
every single
wake
day.
up in the morning,
like they got an alarm clock or something. It's time to troll so and so. And you can say, I love pink. And they'll be like, ooh, Tamara likes pink. It's like, oh my God.
Yeah.
And they said it just like that.
Yes,
It's a
just
full
like that.
occupation for them.
Yes.
Like it's a full-time
It's
job.
sad.
That's
And
so funny
sad.
that in their bio is the first thing they always put out, the trolls, is that they love God.
Yeah.
Child of
Yo,
God.
God don't like ugly. Which
No.
Bible are you reading?
Say that.
Exactly. Speaking of the Bible, I'm going to send you guys off with Philippians 4:8 that says, finally, brothers and sisters, whatever is true, whatever is noble, whatever is right, whatever is pure, whatever is lovely, whatever is admirable, if anything is excellent or praiseworthy, think about such things. Dwell on that, folks.
Yes.
Yeah.